What's up, guys? My name is Dalton, and
my name is Ethan.
And we have questions with kids for you today. And Ethan, I think you have a question for me.
I do. When we grow up, how can we tell what God's plan is for our lives?
That's a good question, right? So we're not always going to know what God's will and plan for our life is. But in Jeremiah 29:11, it tells us that, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." Right? So knowing this, we can think to ourselves that God has us and that He has a plan for our lives that is good, right? So we can have comfort, maybe not knowing what's next and maybe not knowing what God's will for our life is, but knowing that God has a plan for us that is for good. Right? And Ethan, I have a question for you. Why is following God's plan for our lives better than following our own plans? How does God receive glory when we follow His plans?
So that's kind of two questions. So let's break it down on the first question. Okay. So how does following God's plans work out for us better than following our own? So God knows everything that's going to be happening from the beginning of the earth to the end, right? So God already knows what's best for us, and God is an all-knowing being. So He knows exactly what's just perfect for our lives and exactly what we should do. But our plans could be distorted, could be confused by emotions, feelings, thoughts, actions, other people, and of course, Satan, because he can tempt us and confuse us, and his key feature that we all can struggle with from him is deception. But how can God receive the glory when we follow His plan is the second part of that question. And I feel like God receives the glory because we're following His plan, and following His plan involves giving Him the glory and praising Him and saying thank you for everything that you've done. And part of His plan for our lives is always going to be spreading His word. Right? So spreading His word is our own way of giving glory to Him and showing others who He is. And that really does give God the glory because it really puts Him out there, and it shows how we care about Him enough to go out of our comfort zone and reach out to people and glorify Him. That's all we have for you today, guys, and we'll see you next time. Bye,
Bye, guys.